To learn JavaScript from beginner to advanced. Today I will show you one example with a promise with fetch. In this HTML I will create a button, and when I press this button I will make a get request to a web server, and with fetch I will take the data, some post, some title post, and after the ID. Okay, it's just a button, and on action even listener, on the click I make a get request to a web server through fetch URL, and I will fetch the ID and the title of a post. This is my HTML, because just through practice we can advance. I have this button here, fetch data, and two div where I display data and the error if I have an error. We hope don't exist. Okay, in the script I have a promise. Okay, this is the script, my script. I have a function fetch and display data. Fetch and display data. No, here I have my URL from fetch, because a fetch have a syntax fetch keyword and an URL, but I prefer to put URL to assign it to a variable, and here I put just URL. Okay, after I assign element by ID, data and error, because I want to manipulate this div data with ID, data and error for display data and error, and I start to make this get request to my server for to take some posts. And for this I create a fetch from the API URL. I have fetch, and here I begin to manipulate this promise response. I check if the response is successful. What means successful? Status between 200 and 299, and I write here a condition. If response is not okay, it's simple. If you put is not okay, negation, throw an error. If it's okay, give me the response, and I have JSON method for transform a string from web server in object. This JSON call response.json transform the data from web server from string, because when you have on server the data you have usually like a strings, and transform it when I take it from in object. Why I make this transformation? Because it's useful when because I want to manipulate them, and I want an object or an array, because with object and an array I have a lot of methods and functions in JavaScript. After I take data from this URL here. Firstly, do you see here I parse the data, I extract, and now I want to extract title. I create here a variable title, and I iterate through all posts, and with join I put between them a break line for to see on the next line the displayed. Okay, let's see the result. Here I have a fetch data example with a button, no? When I click the button, let's suppose I click the button. In this moment, I didn't click, but just I suppose. When I click the button, I send a request, get request to the server to give me some data, and I want title from my post. Okay, but before that I will show you this URL, because this URL, I don't know if it's this or other. Let's see. This URL, loading. This URL, I want from this URL the title. Each object, I have an array with 100 objects, and I use map because I have an array. Now it's simple to take something from an array with map, iterate through all data, and take just title. Okay, this is okay. Here I check if response is okay. If not okay, I receive an error, but if is okay, I receive a response and is transformed in a object. After I iterate through this array of objects, and I take all titles with this line. After I display them in this div. Okay, let's see. Here I have 100 title, 100 title from this object. Let's see. First title is this, sound out key est. The second, okay, sound out key est. It's okay, no, good. Now I want to take also the ID, because if you see here you have ID for each object, and I want to display also all ID. For this should to create also inside of this part of promise with data another variable, all ID. Let's IDs, and also you should to iterate through them. After this I will display it. Okay, again, and look here, I have now all ID also. If you want to take all body, how to do this? Body, okay, let's see. I take all body, no, create another, take all body from array of object, no, I create a variable, let all body equal, and now should to iterate through all body object, no, here body 100 body, and I have the name of object is data, the array, big array, data. I want to iterate, I use the map method, the map iterate to all item, and execute a function for each element. I put post here, it's current element, I can put another, is not problem, element or current element. Post dot body, because I have post.title, post.title. Here I have post.body because the key is body for this element, and I will use again join method. You can make a chain with this array method, is not a problem. You can put here a lot of chain method. Okay, I assign this function map while I iterate through all body, and now should to display them in my HTML. I hope will work. I put plus equal because I want to append to my HTML, and I want to append this variable all body. All body is all bodies from my post. Let's see the result. And then yeah, and I have here all title, I have all IDs, no, all titles, I iterate through all titles, I iterate through all ID, and I iterate through all body. These are all body. Okay, you want to iterate through all user ID? No problem. You create another variable here. Take from URL API, take from URL API all user ID, all user ID. Okay, this is the API now, and user ID this, but okay, is repeated in, but no problem. Create another variable, let all user ID equal array dot map, oops, data, no data, data dot map. Okay, I put element here, current element. I didn't put post. Oh, no, doesn't matter. Important is to put the same name. The same name here. lm that user ID. Now let's see, user ID, it's correct, user ID. Also I chain with join method to display to a new line with the br sign, this string. No, okay, I have all user ID and I display it here. I append, I use plus equal. Okay, let's see the result. Fetch data, title, number, sorry, title, ID, a body, and user ID here. Okay. What happened here? I have a promise. Let me briefly summary. I have a promise on fetch data button. When I click this button, I will send a fetch on this request to this URL. To this URL, I send a fetch. Okay, fetch URL, but I have URL. I assign this URL. Fetch this URL, and server send me initially if it's okay or not, because should to check if is my request get is okay, and is not okay, should throw me an error, and if it's okay, will transform my response in from server in object, because if I have an object I can to use a lot of method. And after I manipulate data from my array of object, from my object, and I display in HTML title, IDs, all body, and all user ID. Here you see in each I iterate with map through all title, IDs, all body, and user ID. What it's important to retain and keep in your mind: when you take the values, when you take the data from a fetch URL, put all data in one single then promise. Do you see here? I put all IDs, title, body, or user ID in just in 110, because if I put here just this part in a 10 after again 10 doesn't work. All you put in 110. You have first 10, you have here a chain with then method and catch. In first then just I check if it's okay, response from server, and if it's okay, the web server return me a JSON with an object, and after I put all the handle in this then. In final I have this catch error for catch an error. Okay, and when I catch an error I receive there was an error fetching the data, and let's see here, if I put here URLs, this not exist. Restart URLs, doesn't work. Okay, no problem, but I put here another in HTTPS I put another letter. This link doesn't exist. Let's see what happens. There was an error fetching the data. Failed the fetch. There was an error fetching the data. There was an error fetching the data. No, it's okay. My code is in this part of promise in catch, and I catch this error because this URL doesn't exist with error in HTTPS, and this failed to fetch. Fail, nothing bring me from this URL because doesn't exist this URL. Okay, and I execute the catch from my promise. Now I modify, now it's okay, and will display all data. That was all for today. I hope you understand what I explicate here. If you don't understand something, write a comment and I will try to answer you quickly. Okay, let's do a simple brief summary. When you want to use fetch with then and catch method, you can use a promise and for take the data from a web server. Do you see in next will you see in the next tutorial how to transform this then chain method in async await method? When you use async await, is a syntactic sugar method, is a simple method and is more readable like this then and catch, because here you can have a lot of then and you create a big chain and is not readable. With async await, it's a more readable way to create a promise. That was all for today. All the best. Don't forget to practice in each day. Doesn't matter how many minutes do you spend writing code, but important is to be consequent and write. All the best.